Welcome back to Japan. It is time now for the women's all-around competition. They have 4 events beginning with vaulting. And an interesting footnote here, Lisa Gecko, one of the USA competitors warming up right now, is coached by our very own Byron Knox back in Plantsville, Connecticut.
This is an excellent opportunity for Lisa, being that she's 12 and she's the youngest member of our delegation in Japan. And let's see how she performs.
Well, looking at her bio sheet, this is her first international opportunity.
Just to lay out Tsukahara in tuck position. Not a very difficult vault. She normally competes that vault with a full twist. As you can see, she's approaching the board. Half on, back somersault. From a different angle, let's take a look. Notice the repulsion off the horse. Good landing. Clean finish. Not a very difficult vault. The vault is worth a 9.4. Let's see what she gets.
8.925 is a number. Considering where it started from, it isn't a bad score and not a bad way to start your international debut in gymnastics. Now it's time to look at Rachel Riccelli.
She's performing a Yurchenko with a full twist. Lay out Yurchenko with a full twist. Done quite well. Small leg separation. In the back handspring, there's a back handspring, layout somersault with a full twist. Slight pike on the way down, but nice controlled landing. There's Mark Young, the coach, standing there just in case she needs assistance.
9.5, a good number for Rachel Riccelli. As we move now to Amy Chow of the United States. And the ages have been steadily climbing. The first competitor was 12, then 13, and Chow was 14.
Terrific vault. A little crazy with the legs.
Yeah, except for hooking that right leg.
Yeah, Amy does a handspring front pike with a half twist. Good landing. Needs a little work on her leg form in the air.
9.5, the exact same score that Rachel Riccelli received. Now the Japanese delegation is ready to vault. Minako Ito will be the first competitor. Remember, this is the all-around competition. This is only 1/4 of the story. And we are showing you the highest of the 2 vaults.
Strong run down the runway. Handspring front pike somersault. Dynamic vault. She approaches the horse, does a handspring, excellent toe point, slight bent knees prior to the dismount, but good control.
And her score is 9.55, so she is our leader. Let's see what Mari Kasugi has to say about that.
Mari will do a layout Yurchenko with a full twist. She's a dynamic vaulter. Excellent form, super landing. It's not going to get much better than that, Leandra, on the landing.
Basically, this vault is a round off, onto the board, back handspring, and start twisting. Boy, that is pretty. 9.6 the score for Kasugi. Beautiful performance, so after 1 rotation, no surprise here, Kasugi's on top. Welcome back to Hamamatsu, Japan. I'm Leandra Riley along with Byron Knox. The women's all-around competition is underway, and this is the second event. You're looking at Yuka Are. Uneven parallel bars, and she mounts on the low bar with a glide kip.
Yeah, she does a glide kip to a handstand pirouette to build momentum getting to the high bar. Big save there on the high bar. Pike somersault to an overshoot, to the low bar, back to the high bar.
Well, she arches those handstands.
Yeah, that's a mistake there. I'm sure that's not planned. Full twisting giant to a double tuck dismount. Not very difficult.
She works cleanly, but those handstands obviously give her problems.
Yeah, it's tough to do. She does a very nice looking pike somersault. to an overshoot, to the low bar, full twisting giant, slightly off there, and musters up enough speed just to make a double tuck dismount with a step, mind you.
9.275, that sets the standards for the uneven parallel bars as we look now at Laura French, the 15-year-old out of Houston, Texas. Now, she was born in Wilmington, North Carolina, but now resides in Houston to be with her coach, Debbie Kajczak.
Laura does a twisting giant to a Ginger somersault. There's another shoot the handstand. Jam the high bar. She's getting ready for a dismount. Giant, two giants. Do a double layout somersault. Tough to do. She's doing two somersaults in a layout position. Laura does a handstand here in preparation for a dismount. She's winding up to build momentum to do this double layout somersault. One step on the landing. Good job.
9.55, a great score for Laura French. That'll help her in this all-around competition.
That is a good score.
That's the highest score we've seen so far as we now look at Christy Powell.
Christy's going to mount on the low bar. Relatively simple mount. Jam, hop change to pirouette. She does a Tkachev to a flip between the bars. Jam back to the high bar. She's moving quick. Ginger somersault. Leg separation there. It's a rather difficult exercise. Full out dismount. Good landing.
She seems happy with her performance.
Mark Young gives her a great big hug. Here Christy shows us Tkachev in a reverse angle. It's facing the opposite way that it's normally done. And she's getting set for a dismount. She does a full out dismount. That's a double back with a full twist on the second rotation.
9.525, the score for Christy Powell. So Laura French, her teammate in Houston, Texas, is the leader on that event. But after two rotations, Kasugi's on top with a 19.15. Women's all-around competition, balance beam is the event. Laura French is the gymnast. And with that great bar routine, she's now in 5th place in the all-around standings.
Laura's routine is packed with difficulty. She mounts with a tuck open swing down. Difficult to do because she can fall off in any given moment. She's preparing for a tumbling run, back handspring, layout. Steady full turn. She just fulfilled a gymnastic requirement there with the leap. I guess what's going through her mind right now is just stay consistent. Unusual. That was a side aerial, step out with the opposite leg.
I like the choreography going into that. That was unusual.
Yes, Debbie Kajczak, her coach, did a terrific job preparing Laura for this competition. She's now doing a series of transitions to prepare for next element.
In balance beam competition, the gymnast must work not only above the beam in leaping, but she has to get down on the beam, tumble on the beam, showing all levels.
Oh, and a double back dismount. Sort of slow, but she made it. I think she was surprised. She might have missed her foot on that dismount there. We're taking another look at her dismount. Yes, there was a slight slippage in her foot on the dismount, but well handled by Laura.
Nice solid performance, and she gets a 9.6. Laura French really having a great time here in Japan. A good score on the bars and now a great score on the beam as we look at Sue Obata of Japan.
Sue mounts with a layout, step out somersault. and kicks to a handstand, and we'll do another series of tumbling runs. Lay out, lay out. That seems to be the standard in women's gymnastics these days, the consecutive layouts. And she did it without a bobble. So full turn to back walk over split leap, which is a requirement.
The leap is, but I think that's a rather basic combination to be putting at this level of meet.
It is, Leandra, and I think what she's doing is she's just doing enough just to get by. Handstand pirouette. Nicely done.
But again, now she's making it difficult. As I say, she's simplified it by having her legs apart. She's really watered this routine down. And the one-hand handstand was difficult.
She looks slightly off. Good tumbling run there. She did a series of back handsprings to a back pike somersault. There's a 10-second warning bell to a dismount, double pike dismount. Good landing.
Sue Obata on the balance beam.
I think she's pleased with that. She seems to be happy just to get through.
Isn't everybody on the balance beam?
I would think so.
And the number for Sue Obata, 9.3. When you contrast that to Laura French, she needs a little bit more difficulty in her routine. Now let's look at Mari Kasuge. She is the leader after 2 events, but Laura French has caught up with her. If she has any major breaks here, French could take the lead.
Solid mount there. She did a layout step out as a mount and 3 layouts in a row. Slight wobble, but difficult to do from a standing position. That's typically done from a back handspring. She does it from a stand. She shows control down towards the beam with a V-seat. She's working quite well. Series of split leaps. And I'm sure she's thinking now, I must be aggressive. Good front tuck, slight wobble. Again, we're working on 4 inches here. She's preparing for another tumbling run. Back handspring, back pike. To a back handspring, straddle leap. And there's a big dismount coming up. She's going to do a double back with a full twist. Let's see if she makes it. Pike full in. Good landing.
So Mari Kasugi answers to the pressure.
She does a standing layout. 3 in a row, mind you. Tough to do.
And the score she wants to beat is 9.6. That's what Laura French received.
Well, she has the difficulty. It's definitely there.
And her score is 9.65. That means she's even farther ahead of Laura French in the all-around standings by 0.525. Floor exercise is next. Gymnastics, floor exercise. This is the 4th and final event in the all-around competition. Minako Ito, currently in 6th place, is our first competitor.
She's going to mount with, I believe, a full-in somersault. Good landing, slight bobble, a lot of power in that tumbling run. Good dance.
Nice flamenco flavor.
And our second run will be front through to double pike. She's a terrific tumbler, this kid. Excellent extension on her split leaps. It's a different choreography for the Japanese delegation. They tend to stay with cultural music from their own country. And our final tumbling run is a double pike tuck. She piked on the first and tucked it around. Maybe she got into trouble there.
Minako Ito of Japan.
She looks tired. She does a front through to a double pike somersault. Good control landing there.
That one looked good, held the pike nicely, and the score is 9.15. As we look now at Risa Sugawara.
The Japanese have improved their tumbling quite a bit from last year. Most of the girls will start out right away, but she chose to dance before her first run, which is a pike full in.
Nice leap sequence.
Very artistic. Okay, in our second run, round off whip, two back handsprings, high double back somersault. Front handspring, front layout is a middle pass. I think she's warmed up now. There was a series of turns which was a requirement.
The back handspring to split lead, followed by the back handspring stand there, kind of, I don't know, didn't move well, I felt, with the rest of the routine.
And double pike dismount. You're right. She's fulfilling the requirement there. Didn't use an excellent choice.
Very powerful tumbler. When you see somebody as talented as she has, just do a round-off back hands or just a standing back handspring, you wonder, why did she do that? Look at this. And she's a great tumbler.
Super. Slight leg separation. Good landing.
9.3 the score for Sugawara as she overtakes Ito. Now it's time for Lisa Geckel. This young lady is coached by Byron Knox, the man who's sitting next to me now. It must be hard for you seeing her on the competitive floor and you can't really step out there and coach her.
You're right. It is slightly difficult, but I have the confidence that she's well prepared. There's a triple turn. And Lisa will mount with a triple twisting somersault. Good landing. Slightly short, but good control. Lisa's done quite a few routines in the gym to prepare for this competition. And her choice of music is a Flight of the Bumblebee. Lisa's preparing for her second run. She will do a whip through to a double fall. Almost went out of bounds there.
She's got some nice twisting elements.
Yeah, she's an excellent twister. Most kids flip very well, but Lisa's fortunate to be able to spin. And she's preparing for a dismount.
Actually, I'm also very impressed with her dance, and I'm not saying that because you're sitting here, but her arms are lovely. On her dance elements, the arm extension is nice. They're exact in their position. And she's just 12 years old.
Yes, has a ways to go. Good job, Lisa.
Good job, Coach Knox. Nice performance by Lisa Geckel here on Floor Exercise.
Let's take a look at her second run. She does a whip back to two back handsprings to a double twist somersault. And that was a very close call there. And Mark's giving her a great big hug.
I know you want to. 9.05 the score. A nice number for Lisa. Here's the all-around final standings. Mari Kasugi with the 38.05. No surprise, the winner. But Laura French claims the silver. Amy Chow gets the bronze. And Christy Powell from the USA finishes fourth. For Byron Knox, I'm Leandra Riley, congratulating all of our gymnasts here from Prime Network. So long, everyone, from Hamamatsu, Japan. The Japan-USA meet is now over.